Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that hits close to home for any developer, the pain of starting a new project. We're looking at a command line tool called RepoSmith-tol, and it's designed to completely streamline how you create Python projects. Let's see if it really changes the game.
So let's just be real for a second. What's the one thing you dread when you have a new idea? For me, it's all that initial setup. Making the right folders, setting up a virtual environment, hunting down a good .gitignore file. It's like this tax you have to pay before you can even write a single line of interesting code.
And this slide, right here, well, this is the whole pitch. On the left, you've got the old way, the manual way. That whole soul-crushing checklist of stuff that's super easy to get wrong. And on the right, the RepoSmith way. One command, that's it. That's the promise we're going to dig into.
Okay, so what is this thing officially? RepoSmith-tol is what you'd call a next-gen command line bootstrapper, and its one and only mission in life is to build you a complete, totally ready-to-code Python project, so all that friction we just talked about just vanishes.
And let's be clear about what complete means here, because it's a big deal. The tool's own description says it all. We're not just talking about making a new folder. Nope. We're talking virtual environment, super fast dependency installation using UV, your VS Code setup, and even a basic CI workflow. The whole shebang, right from the start.
All right, that all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But how does it actually feel to use it? Let's jump into the Quick Start Guide and see just how easy it is to go from an idea to a real project sitting on your machine.
And seriously, it is as simple as it looks. 1. You pip install it. 2. You run the RepoSmith init command. And 3. You open that new folder in VS Code. And that's it. In literally seconds, you've gone from an empty directory to a fully functioning, ready-to-go development environment.
But this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. You've got options. You can use flags to tell it, hey, use the speedy UV installer. Or, yeah, set up my VS Code files. Or, please add a license and a gitignore. You can even tell it to force an overwrite if you're tweaking things. You're in control.
So you've run the command and boof, a project folder appears. But what did you actually get? What's inside that box? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the features and the exact project structure it builds for you.
So let's break down these core features. First, the scaffolding. That's all your basic files, like main.py and your .gitignore. Then, it automatically creates and hooks up a virtual environment for you. It installs your dependencies, and if you're a VS Code user, it drops in all the right JSON files, so things like debugging and running tasks just work, no fuss.
Now wait, let's just pause on this number for a sec. 10x. This is about how much faster dependency installation can be by using UV, which RepoSmith plugs right into. I mean, for anyone who's ever sat there watching pip install slowly crawl across the screen, this is a massive, massive improvement. And it goes way beyond the basics. We're talking about professional-grade features. It drops in a GitHub Actions workflow, so you're starting with good CI practices from day one. It's also designed to be idempotent. Fancy word, but it just means you can run the command over and over without messing anything up. It handles licenses, and maybe most importantly, it just works, whether you're on Windows, Mac, or Linux.
So what does this all look like when it's done? Well, for a project called My App, you get this beautifully clean and standard structure. Everything has its place. Your source code, your virtual environment, a folder for scripts, and dedicated spots for your VS Code and GitHub configs. It's a pro setup waiting for you to get to work.
Now, what we've seen is already pretty darn useful, but the project isn't just sitting still. It's actively being developed. So let's take a quick peek at the roadmap to see what's coming next.
And the future looks pretty sweet, I gotta say. They're planning to add template packs for huge frameworks like FastAPI and Django. An interactive wizard mode is also in the works, which is great if you don't want to memorize all the flags. And they're expanding the license support. So, yeah, it's only going to get better.
So, let's boil it all down. What's the real point of all this? It's simple, really. A tool like RepoSmith gives you back your most valuable assets, your time and your mental energy. It makes sure every project you start is consistent and well-structured, so you can skip the boring stuff and get right to the fun part, actually writing the code that matters.
Look, tools like this are all about automating the grunt work so we can focus on being creative and solving actual problems. It's about working smarter, not harder. So I guess the only real question left to ask is, are you ready to forge your next project?